Good evening. Welcome back to the Mancunian way. My name is Martin. I'm your host. Hope we are all well as Manchester City make it 4 wins from 4. Erling Haaland is Thanos, inevitable. Him scoring is inevitable. Was the result inevitable today? Well, let's get into it. Let's say some hellos first, and then we'll get a rolling, everyone. Herbal, good evening, Luke. Yeah, pleasure to meet you soon. Yeah, it was. I'm sorry I couldn't stay longer, mate. It was literally 10 minutes before kickoff. And yeah, my family wanted food, which I think regurgitated back on my son later on. MCFC, thank you so much, mate, for a very, very generous super chat. Evening, Martin. Tough game today. Brentford made us work for it. I really like the way they play. And even Pep went into detail of how good a coach Thomas Frank is. Potential a Pep successor. Well, we'll see. That's for another stream, for another time, another date. But thank you so much for your very kind generosity, mate. Also, any truth in Xavi Simons? I've not heard anything of him, but it doesn't mean it's not true. It could be true, might not be, but I've not heard a dicky bird about Xavi Simons. Dash, hello, mate. How are you? First half, Stones and Walker were horrible. During the second half, Walker gradually improved, unlike Stones, who was negatively impacting the defence. Stone had much more fitness than Walker. Will get into that. Hi, guys. What a win, says Connor. I think my man of the match today was Sabio, who was great. Yeah, I'm not so sure. I'm not. No, it wasn't my man of the match. Good evening, section, but short opinion, mate. Good evening, section. How are you, mate? Good to see you. Ugly win today. Brentford play well. We were shite, but the Haaland lad is some League 2 striker. He is that. 99 goals for the Blues. I know we don't say it as much, but KDB was non-existent today. Had very little effect on the game. Might as well play with 10 men. I wouldn't say he was non-existent. He wasn't as impactful as he can be for me. Therese, good evening, mate. How are you? Connor, saying hello to section. Loving that. Keep saying hello to each other, guys. Loving the fact you're saying hello to each other. It's manners. It's nice. And that's what we are at the Mancunian way. A nice community. Who was my man of the match? I will tell you at the end. Great result today. Minutes in the legs. Rush knocked out Stones, Walker, Gunnigan, and Rodri. KDB wasn't his greatest, but neither needed to be in the end. Spot on. First half was shocking. Could have been 3 or 4 down easily. We could have. On positives, Akanji, Edison, Lewis were more consistent after Vicious goals. Edison, I'll go with Akanji and Lewis. No, I'm not. I'm not having that. Thought they were dog awful first. I thought the whole defense was awful first half, but I do think there was reasonings behind it. Gavardio's attacking prowess is elite. Rodri dictated the tempo well. Sabio Grealish done well. Haaland's a freak. Can't believe we conceded after 25 seconds. I did say, by the way, on Thursday night, I said 5-1, and I said we'd concede a shitty goal. Took 23 seconds to concede that shitty goal. Typical game after international break, but we did a good job. It was never in doubt, and we had so many gears. Scousers losing is pretty funny. It is. Hey, Blues, a near-knuckle win. I see Ollie Watkins bag too. Yeah, I've got Watkins and Haaland as my strikers in my EFL team. Thank you very much. Haaland was great today, but I'm saying Savio's my man of the match. Seen a few said that. Yeah, I'll come on because I saw the side of Savio's game today. I did not like, and Pep will knock out of his game very quickly. Ugly ass win, but 3 points. Good evening, Sean. How are you? We needed a test like that. Shake off any complacency. Great point. Asking each other the man of the match. Keep them going. Hard not to give it to Haaland. Yeah. Edison or Haaland. Hey, section. Yeah, bloody awful first half. Denton Dixon is in the chat. How are you, mate? Sabio was great, though. He did pull up at the end. Sabio, yeah, we don't know about that at the minute. Some are saying cramp. We don't know. We'll see. We'll hear more probably going into the Inter Milan game. Hello, Tom. How are you, mate? John Howarth is with us. How are you? Hope he stays fit. A win is a win. It is. You know what? It actually is. I see Denton smash them thumbs up. Loving it, mate. We will bring Pat in a moment. He's got out of bed. Mark Flecken always seems to play well. That was actually my man of the match. Savio might be worried there are 3 injuries in. He has got that dodgy knee. He has got that dodgy knee. Arsenal fan side, you changed your name again, mate. Hello, mate. How are you? Hope you're well. Now we're having a Wednesday, not Tuesday. Good evening, Pardo. How are you? You saw me on Twitter earlier. On Twitter. I did a space with Tony earlier. Mad Dog, how are you, mate? Hello, Chrome Abyss. How are you? Jack Lee's in the building. Good evening. Love the fact you're all saying hello to each other. Keep it going, Blues. Today proved to me our starting defence should always be that. It can't be, though, Chrome. It can't be the starting defence every game because they're not going to play 60 games. I'll go into that as we're going into it more. Mark Lundy, Evening Blues, a great hard-fought win. These are tricky games that you win leagues. Always tricky after an international break, and Brentford were very good. Totally with you on that one. Yes, 115 likes will be needed, says Adam. Subhoyoti, is it Subhoyoti? I'm sorry, I butchered your name. I do apologise. I hate doing that because it's rude. I do want to get your name correctly. So yes, Martin, I do apologise. I am going to bring Pat in about 1 minute. I'm just jumping through all these hellos. Yeah, can I get it over the line, though? Simo Sips is with us. Good evening, mate. MJG's with us. How are you? Spurs to win tomorrow. Let's see. Thomas Frank is a very good coach. Very good point, Sean. David Sabinio selection. The first goal was a tactical defensive disaster class. Couldn't believe the way Walker dealt with that cross. I think people have been far too on Walker. I thought that I'll tell you in a minute where I think it began from. I'm going to shock you. People are having to go at Walker, but Stones got away with one as well. But the whole left-hand side was a joke first half. Hello, Treble Father section. Let's go. I'm going to bring Pat in. Good evening, mate. How are you? Can't even hear you, mate, because you're on mute. You're probably making the most sense you've made ever.
Yeah. All right. I know, because it only makes sense on this place, don't I? I'm all right, mate. I just got the sniffles out of nowhere, so just bear with me a second. But yeah, apart from that, I'm all good. Yeah.
Good. Nerves, 3 points, but we got them. Yes, only blue in the village. Lee Williams, evening, boys and girls. Good evening. Keep smashing them likes. Spot on. Damash, yes, Martin could not watch the match. Visiting London, doing touristy stuff. You plastic, Damash. You plastic boy. Get off that London eye.
Hope it's a day trip, mate.
Probably won't if he's looking at all the sites. I'm joking, Damash. You know me by now. Did you all think Walker did good? I thought he improved. Do I think he was good first half? No, but I don't think anyone in the defence was good first half. And if everyone's going to go, oh, no, you can't do that, I'll explain. Hello, DC. How are you? Kathy, good evening. Hope you are well. DC, what a win. Comedy of errors, that first lack of goal. Exactly. It was comedy of errors. Good evening, sexy people. Just realised that picture. Not sure Brentford were great or City were poor. Bit of both first half. Just a reminder how tough the Premier League is. Spot on. Liverpool is today and we were pushed it. Makes what Pep and the City squad have done very special. Loving your points, Mark. So on the point. Savio is a diamond in the rough. Needs to be refined, but he'll get there. Needs to cut the diving out. And Pep will chuck that diving shit out of his game because I don't. Listen, that's not Manchester. Manchester City fans will not accept players diving in the box.
No.
Trust me now. We didn't accept it with Kolarov and others. Hence why we never wanted Neymar at the club. 3 points we move. Spot on, DC. Good evening, Peter. How are you, mate? Akanji deserves praise. Yeah, I thought he did okay. Sabio and Grealish bowl lots of wrong decisions, but everyone was rusty after the international break. Evening, most beautiful girl. Good evening, Mancunian way. How are you, Nads? Hope you're well, mate. Big up, Lynn. How are you? Evening, Steve. Everyone's in. I'm just saying, trying to catch up to everybody because you are flying like the wind, you lot. Flying like the wind. DJM1. Good evening, mate. Stones and Walker absolutely crap. I won't say they were crap, but we'll go into it. Right, we're just going to do these super chats and these memberships, and then we'll get rolling, Pat. MCFC has become a member again for another month. Thank you so much, mate. You are a superstar. Followed on by Shedders. Good evening, mate. Who has not only renewed his membership for a 4 month, then doubled it down and has gifted 5 channel memberships. You are a superstar, Shedders. And then City Loop TV has renewed his membership for a month. Thank you so much. You are all superstars, every single one of you, and you've made Pep more happy.
More than you believe. More than you believe, I'm happy.
And then to double it off, from Doors to Doors has been very generous and donated £2. Have it. Love that. Proper Peter K. Have it. Have it.
Have it.
Loving it. Right, let's get into it then. And I will catch up with your comments. I promise you all. City today, 1-2-1. As you know, the lineups were very, very simple. Chelsea have scored. I will let you know. Chelsea are now currently 1-0 up at Bournemouth. They have scored through Christian Nkunku and Jadon Sancho, who was shit for United, has come on in his debut and already got an assist. It's amazing what happens when you leave the theatre of shite, isn't it? Right, let's get into the City game. We're not bothered about Chelsea. Let's get into it. City lined up today. Very much changed. Edison in goal. Rico Lewis moved to left back. Akanji, Stones, Walker came in. Gundogan came in for his first start upon his return. Kovacic did retain his place. So did Jack Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne, Savio returned, Erling Haaland. The bench was a superstar bench. Listen to this. Jeremy Doku, Phil Stockport-Iniesta was back after his mysterious illness. Josko Gabardio, Rodri, James McAtee, Bernardo Bubblegum Silva, Mateus Nunes, Stefan Ortega, and Ruben Diaz. He's our number 3. He hates United and he loves City. What did you think of that lineup, Pat? Because that shocked everyone when it came out.
Yeah, a little bit unexpected from what we were probably assuming in the pre-match, a couple of days ago. What was it, about 4 or 5 changes from West Ham, I think?
Yeah, 5.
It had to be about 4 or 5, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, I was a bit shocked myself too. But then, as it got closer to kickoff time, I thought to myself, well, then if some of these players aren't going to start now, when are they going to start? So, I was glad to see John Stones out get a start and Kyle Walker, because they have to get going. They got to get their seasons up and running at some point. So, yeah, look, I was okay with it until about 23 seconds in, but of course we'll get to that. But yeah, look, can't really complain too much about the lineup. Just obviously just changes, but yeah, games are coming thick and fast now. I can't really be too critical of the lineup, and yeah, and I'll try not to be too critical of the lineup if we didn't have a favourable result today. So yeah, just take it for what it is and move on and we go.
DC, don't forget. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Steve Powell, ITK man has put Kevin set to extend his contract. Is there? Different what I've heard. McAtee is done. I've heard the opposite. I've heard KDB may not for the arriving potential Musiala. What did you see, Martin? What did I say? What do you mean, what did I say? Explain what you mean, ASG. Sorry. Big up, Mad Hat. How are you? Hope all is well. If Sabino scored that wonder goal, I would not. Yeah, we're going to get into it. We will get into it. I'm just going to... Good evening, Luke. By the way, it was a pleasure to meet, not in my lifetime, Luke and Alex. Pleasure meeting them, and a pleasure meeting you, mate, as well, Luke. Really good. And you're a top lad. You, Luke, and Alex, lovely comments today. Thank you so much. And we'll have to all get together at some point properly. Right. Yes. It was a change. Now, if you remember, I said 3 weeks ago, and this is not Martin knows best, I'm giving my opinion. I said, it's all fine and dandy doing this same 11 week in, week out while everyone's playing. The problem is when changes do come, they're going to be like a rusty old bike when they walk back in. And the trouble is, you get away with 1 or 2 changes, but when you're making 4 or 5 of players who've not touched grass yet, and we're in the middle of September, and they've not played since July, there's a problem. Kyle Walker, with due respect, and John Stones have not really played proper football now since July. I know Stones played for England. It was a friendly. Walker's not played anything. Walker played about 2 minutes away at West Ham. Foden has not touched the pitch yet. Rodri hasn't. Gundogan has not properly played yet. It was his first start, and it looked like his first start since coming back today. So what I want to do is, didn't like the idea of Rico at left back, because what we need to do, and this is not having to go at anybody, you said we lasted 23 seconds. They looked completely lost in that first minute. Completely lost. And everyone's going to go, and I've seen it already, straight to Walker. Everyone at the back post, Walker. I was 5-10 yards away from it. The error began from Gundogan. Go back and watch it. And then it all came down our left, their right. Rico and Akanji went missing. Ball comes over. Walker misses back post. Stones misses header, and Ederson just flaps away like a flapping ferret, and it goes in the net. Simple fact. That's where we're at. It was a comedy of errors. I'm not going to do this. It was his fault. This guy's fault. It was everyone's fault. Defensively, it was a collective shambles for me.
It was one of those rare goals where it would have been better complemented with the Benny Hill theme tune.
Yeah, it was just poor from. This is why I'm not doing this. Just what? Listen, I understand the Walker stuff because people are looking at recency bias. Walker had a shit majority of the season last season, so everyone's directly gone, so he's carried it on. When John Stones is injury prone, blah, 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 it's his fault. And we've gone straight into the protect of other players because they've been very good recently. This is why I don't do this blame game, and I never have, and I never will. Yes, constructive criticism is fine, but here's my issue. There was 4 or 5 errors from 4 or 5 players. That was where it was. That was where it was from. I mean, you say that, Jack. I think you're really underestimating Brentford there. And here's my point, Pat. I understand everyone wants to do this. Like everyone's gone now, keep Rico in for 60 games. Rico is not going to play 60 games. He's 19. But what we can't do is then, this has always been my worry of a big squad. Because when you're doing a big squad like we've got with 23, 24 players, you can't just bench players for 10 games and then bring them in and expect them to be up to par and full speed ahead. I say it again. Walker has not touched a football pitch apart from 2 minutes against West Ham since July. These are prime athletes. You can do all the training all day you want. They were rusty as hell. If Kyle Walker in his next 1 or 2 performances is still like that, then yes, I'll go right. Time's time. But I'm not going to kill him on his first outing. Same with John Stones, because I didn't think John Stones was the normal, composed, calm John Stones. I thought he was snatching at things today, what he doesn't normally do. How many times did he kiss Lufa ball into the air and you're like, you don't normally do that? What are you doing? And again, I'm going to ask you a question, Pat. Who was left back for you in that first half? Because I still don't know. I've asked 12 people. I'm honestly, I've asked 12 people. No one can answer me. Who was left back in that first half?
Good question, yeah, because it did seem like it was. It did seem like we're playing with like this vacant space on the left-hand side, weren't we?
Well, every time Brentford got joy, it was down our bloody left.
Yeah.
I'm like, can someone stop that? Rico had disappeared into midfield. Akanji didn't know where he was going. I'm like, it was a shit show for 40 minutes, believe it or not.
You say that too about the left-hand side, but if you remember when we played Ipswich, if you look at that second goal, the one where Haaland heads it away from Muric and puts it away. The build up in that play, there's absolutely no left side defense at all. It's just I think there's like a short ball played to Ruben Diaz. Diaz puts a rapid pass down the left hand side to Kevin De Bruyne and then hoofs it over. It's like as if we're trying to play with, we're already preempting the left hand side to automatically go ahead and attack. Now in that game it was Gvardiol, this time it was Rico Lewis. So it's almost like as if we're playing with like this immediate. We're not waiting for the build up. We're just getting ready to just play attack immediately and have the numbers forward. So if anybody's unsure, go back and have a look at that goal that the second goal that Haaland scored against Ipswich, and you'll see it. There's absolutely no left sided defense. Gvardiol's already bombed forward. He's already anticipating an immediate attack. And you look at like what Martin's just alluded to there. It's a similar thing as well too. So. Yeah, it's very weird what they're doing at the moment, but I don't know how I'd feel if they were still doing this come around about December, January, because teams will be taking advantage of that if we don't execute our game plan correctly. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see with that one.
Yeah, I will come back, Matt Fogg. I will come back to you in a minute because you're just superstar, mate, and you I think you're still away on holiday as well. But we will come to that in a minute, mate. But big W's in the chat for Foggy. What a fella. Absolute amazing. It's now known as a shower of shit. What is? See, can I ask a question? Does anyone understand why he plays Walker with Stones? Does anyone know why? Did anyone ever noticed it's Walker and Stones together a lot? It's very rarely Walker with Diaz. Because of the invertedness. When you put, this is the problem, when you play, because Rico inverts when he goes to right back, goes into midfield. Yeah. You're playing Walker, won't do that. Walker's got to stay then. Or you play Stones, because if you notice when Stones plays, he goes into midfield sometimes. So he inverts. So who's inverting? This is why, I know everyone wants to do is put in with him and in with him. Sometimes, from an analytical point of view and tactical, when you change one piece of a jigsaw, it can have a domino effect down the other way on your play. So that's why I think sometimes you've got to be careful. And I know everyone's going, look, we need Diaz and Kanji back together. That's fine, but you're going to have the same problem with Walker and Stones again in 2 weeks' time. They're rusty and not played. So this is my point. When the hell do Walker and Stones get match fit again? But everyone wanted a big squad. People were telling me we needed to buy another centre-back in the summer. I'm like, where the frig were they going? But Matt Fogg, by the way, 10 channel memberships. This is amazing. So, yeah. Big up to Foggy. You and us.
More than you believe. More than you believe, I'm happy.
Charles Walker played majority of the season, right back with Diaz, Stones, highly played last season. No, you're not listening to what I'm saying, Charlie. So what? Now you've got Rico. Rico inverts. You can't have Rico inverting, Stones inverting, everyone inverting. Doesn't work. So you got to change of how you're doing it. You got to look at partnerships. That's what I mean. Rico's now the added piece because you remember, Pat's been talking about for 3 games how Rico was finding space in midfield. So, another 8 days, you lucky sod, Matt Fogg. Lucky sod. Yeah, I'm loving this. All of these. I mean, Pat, how do you solve the conundrum of Stones and Walker? And keeping them fresh or match fit? Because I don't know. Cheers, mate. Big up, Sad.
It's a weird one with those two because I think you've always got the dilemma of John Stones of worrying about the rotation and God, when's the next injury going to come, and then you got Kyle Walker who is still still offers so much to the team. But in terms of the way we're progressing, as the way the squad's now playing and things like that, and this was with all due respect, but he is a bit of a one-trick pony now because he is still a bit more of your old-fashioned right back and doesn't invert like your Rico Lewis's do, like your John Stones do. But you still they still offer so much, for our team, and and there are performances where one player will do a lot more for you than against certain opposition than what others will in return. So I don't know. I mean, you got to find a right balance in that too. And you're talking about also too, like trying to consistently play them as well too. But then, at the same time, they don't want to be the ones who are starting playing 90 minutes against Watford either. They want to be there for Inter. They want to be there for like your PSGs and your Arsenals next weekends and things like that. So it's it is. You're right. It is a bit of a conundrum, but
well, I had this today, Pat. People going, "Oh, we've conceded a goal the minute Diaz walks out. We were conceding goals in the first few games. Ipswich, silly goal. West Ham, we conceded. Let's not do this. This is what I mean. We suddenly turned it into we weren't conceding until Walker and Stones came back in. No, we can. This is why, if you remember, on Thursday night, and I quote, I said 5-1, and I was very arrogant, and I apologize. I'll take the biggest L on that. I was too arrogant. I got carried away with our start. But I said we will concede a shitty goal. Why? Because we've conceded shitty goals already this season. Ipswich Town was a shitty goal. This is what's making me laugh. We're talking like we haven't conceded sloppy goals already this season. And it was Walker and Stones walked back in and, we've conceded a shitty goal. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Did everyone fall asleep at Ipswich? I don't know. Did I miss something? I don't know. It's a bit mad how all of a sudden.
And let's be honest, Martin. It's only 2 shitty goals. You can't really blame anybody for West Ham. You can't blame anybody for West Ham. That's just a jammy deflection. That could have gone anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's 2 goals across the best part of 360 minutes of football. So are we really going to going to put the dagger into somebody about it? I just, not yet.
Gundogan looked way off it today in the first half. Way off it.
It did seem a little lost in a way.
But again, it's his first game back. Proper start. His first proper start.
Martin, it just shows, mate, you can be here for 7 years, and 7 years you come back and you still need a year to bet in.
Here's a question. We haven't got a year. He's only signed a year plus 1. Is today an example of we're not going to go all out attack, flying wingers every week? Do you think we all got a bit carried away with here we go with the 2 wingers and quick pace and Haaland on the last man?
Yeah, man, I said at the start of the season, I said I'd be surprised to see between 5 to 10 games where we have, say, Doku and Savio starting. We may see it in a couple of cup matches, but that's about it really for me. I can't see that much gung-ho, from both sides. There has to be a little bit of a balance in between. I like the idea of a Jack or Doku or a Jack or Savio. They're good. I think they're just, they're just the contradiction of dynamic, basically, you might say. So for me, it's I don't like the idea of going that crazy, or go that crazy all out with 2 speedy wingers in a way. I think what we had today on the left and right was a really nice balance. I enjoy that, with a little bit of Doku from time to time as well.
I don't think we had any balance first half. I thought we were I thought we were so unbalanced first half, full stop. From midfield all the way back to defence, we're not balanced.
No, I get that, but I think that in a way the play, I wouldn't say the players that are blamed for that, but then when you're coming in and bringing 4 changes, and of those 4 changes, pretty much 2 or 3 of them are cold start for the entire season, I think there is going to be a little bit of an upset balance in a way.
Yeah,
I'd be curious to see if that lineup came up again, let's say in November, December against somebody else. I don't know. I'm not going to pick an opposition. I'd be interested to see how that goes, because I think they'll be a lot more rounded, a lot more sound. So
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping it's just first game rustiness. I'm hoping. But Charlie makes a great point, and this is what I was saying about it comes in line with what Subhoyoti, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name there. I would say that I feel shitty doing that. But Stones doesn't need to invert when Rico starts. That's one of the main attributes of Stones' game, though, Charlie. This is the problem. You're taking a very big asset out of Stones' game because Stones' whole game is playing the ball out from the back to go into midfield.
Yep.
So he brings it forward. But then you put it, there were times when Stones was caught too high up on the pitch. And that was my issue first half, because I'll tell you the left back should have been was Rico. He disappeared. It became a back three. Stones is trying to invert. Rico's trying to invert. And they were all over the shop.
You know, you look at that and you look at like what Rico Lewis was doing, and I think what John Stones wanted to do or what he's known to do. This definitely would have been a game that Nathan Ake would have started.
Yeah.
This was definitely a Nathan Ake game.
Good
he doesn't have that
evening,
injury. He's in there. Rico's on the bench and John Stones is roaming around midfield. Simple as that. And to be honest, we probably would have been defensively sound from the get-go because Nathan Ake would have had everybody sorted and ready to go.
Yeah. I'm about to come on to that.
And that's a cold start, Nathan Ake too, and he can still do a job.
Well, could he potentially pull his hamstring by being in a cold start? This is the problem with this early in the season. Yeah. Like, isn't it? Blue Tone, thank you so much for your super chat, mates. Very generous of you and appreciated. Two top lads, great show, spotting about the squad. I'm not saying having a big squad's bad, but this is what we're going to get now. We're going to have issues where players are going to be sat on a bench and they're not happy. Again, I just read you out the bench. Phil Foden did not get on today. So right now, does Foden come into contention for Arsenal? Because is he going to be even ready? I've only just got the hiccups.
I got the sense that he was saving him for Inter.
I mean, the Inter one is going to be the intriguing one. Smash the likes, you fraud. Thank you very much. Should have been 2 down for 5 minutes. I'm totally in agreement with you, Alan. I thought we should have been, but we weren't. Control resume second half. So let's go. We'll come to second half in a minute because I thought we were far, far better. I think Josko Gabardio gives us that amazing balance, but we'll talk about the first half. We should have been 1 down, 2 down, maybe even 3 down at halftime, but we weren't. We were actually 2-1 up because we have a Norwegian meat machine who is just absolutely, and may I add, Haaland for me, alongside Edison, was our best 2 players today. The man of the match, by the way, was Flecken. We'll come on to that in the second half, my overall man of the match. But the best one probably was just Haaland. Now, Haaland today, I thought, was dropping into midfield, holding the ball up, lovely. Absolutely. The ball was like a glue stick to him. Holding it up delightfully, turning his man. And you look at that, the first goal, he just turns on a sixpence and bang, it's in. First real chance. See ya, gone, bottom corner. And it's the way he just turns and goes, smack, see ya. And it's in. And you're at 1-1, didn't celebrate it. He's had a tough week. You know that. Personally, he's had a tough week. Lost his uncle, his friend. Because I know some people call close friends uncles, don't they? So I don't know whether it was his biological uncle or whether it was just a friend of the family they called uncle or auntie. Yeah, doesn't he just ASG? But I want to talk about his second goal. Because to me, that's typical Edison. Now, I don't know if anyone remembers, he tried it a couple of minutes before where he launched one and it was a bit too far and it rolled out back to Flecken.
Yeah.
And Brentford didn't learn. And the Brentford back line didn't learn. Now,
Edison, I think to me, it was like Edison was testing, was it Pinnock, Ethan Pinnock, I think, who was marking Haaland. I think he was testing him to see if he could get him in a position where Haaland could one-on-one him or basically ambush him in a way. And yeah, I get what you're saying. It was like there was at least another 1 or 2 long passes that didn't quite reach Haaland. But it sort of gave Edison that idea of like he knew where eventually he was going to be able to ping one in a position where Haaland was going to get the better of Pinnock, and he did. But you got that sense. You look back on it. You look back at it about 5 minutes before. You get that, don't you? He was testing. It was testing their backline a bit.
See, I mean, we'll go on to Grealish because I disagree. I don't think he was useless at all. I think I'm going to ask, what do you want out of Grealish? And you're going to tell me goals and assists. And we'll go on to the second half because I think the last thing Pep was after was any goals and assists from his wingers. He was after damn control in that second half, which we'll go into. You can tell. Even Savio, I counted today. Savio passed the ball back in double figures today.
Yep.
But I didn't see anyone else having a pop at Savio when Grealish was doing it. You see what I mean? There's a time and there is a place for certain. You got to look at the game. I'm with Alan. Brentford are a good side. And then he tries it again. Does that? Bang over the top. Haaland, again, last man, runs off and just dinks a delightful ball over Flackham to make it 2-1. And I'll be honest with you, probably an undeserved 2-1 at that stage. An undeserved 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went into the break. Was you expecting changes at the break for what you'd seen? Oh, no, sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. I have to talk about one important incident. My apologies, part of everyone in the chat. Kovacic, personally, I don't know. I've not seen it back, so people can tell me. Did Kovacic win the ball or Visser? I thought he'd won the ball. That he gave the
free. Oh, yeah, the one where he got the yellow card. Yeah, look, he got the ball first, but to get it, he did kind of have to go through the back of Visser. Because that's what resulted in Visser getting that injury, because in the process, he somehow got I think it was his left ankle trapped underneath Kovacic, and that's what caused him to get injured. So you could see why it was given a yellow, but I wouldn't say it was clumsy. It was just a bit too heavy-handed or heavy-footed, you might say.
See, I'd scare him. Nope, completely just came out. And fast wingers will happen. We're only 4 games in. I said there'll be different. There's different tools for different locks, different keys for different locks.
I'm sticking with. I just don't see Doku and Savio on the same lineup together, starting together.
We're not going to play the same way every single game. You're just not, because Grealish cannot do what Doku does. You got to remember this. Kyle Walker doesn't do what Rico does. Ake doesn't do what Gvardiol does. Ake can't go flying up the bloody left-hand side the way Gvardiol does. So the trouble is with that ITK, you're chucking out half your squad. You're not going to do that. I'm more happy we've got different tools in our toolbox. Obviously, at half-time, I mean, I thought we needed to make changes. I think Gvardiol was spot on. People are going to tell me now Lewis coming off was unfair. I don't think it was. Thought Lewis looked a little bit lost in that position on the left-hand side, and it's not his fault. He's 19.
And Nathan Ake being injured means we have to rotate the left side a little bit more too.
I think people have got to calm down when you say, well, he's allowed to have bad moments. He's 19. It's okay. So he came off. The Kovacic coming off, I'm presuming, was to get Rodri on to do exactly what we did in that second half, which was put our foot on the damn ball and stop Brentford at source and start knocking it around. Because here's the thing, with the midfielder Gundogan and Rodri, you are not going to go flying. Don't know about you, Pat. I don't know, because for me, I thought we needed to get control in that second half.
Yeah, and
Ardo's part.
I think the other thing too was barring any absolutely catastrophic mistakes, and I know Brentford had one good opportunity there at some point. I think about somewhere in the 75th minute or something like that. But if you look at leading up to that, the way we dominated for say that first half an hour of the second half, I think it was to a point we almost just sucked the life out of them, basically, to where, they just didn't know where the next shot or the next potential goal was, when it was going to come. But when they finally got their hands on the ball, they just looked tired. It just looked like they could barely string like 5 or 6 passes together. And, they were relying on trying to rattle us again with the long ball, similar to like what they did in the first half. But by then, I think we sort of steadied the ship. And yeah, look, yeah, like I said, I just think we're so it's another one of those performances where we're so relentless, but it just doesn't show based on what the scoreline is. So it was fine for me. It was just just riding the ship, just riding all the wrongs that we'd made from the first half, and yeah, we couldn't put a foot wrong apart from scoring. That was all it was basically. The second half was just everything I could have asked for from the team, just not scoring. That's all.
Yeah, and that's spot on, by the way. Bloody Flecken turns into prime Buffon and Neuer when he turns
Beat me to it, yeah.
I'm sick to death for Flecken. Will you just have a crap game against us for once, please? I beg you, you know what I mean? He turns into prime everyone when he turns out. Yep. And by the way, you know, Charlie makes a great point. Savio was, that's why I said, passing the ball backwards. This is what I mean. I know some fans want this G&A out of all of our wingers, right? I'm going to say this again. Doku is not a big G&A guy at the moment. Jack Grealish, we know he's not a big G&A guy. Savio in 4 games, it's still early, but he's not. He's got a couple of assists, no goals. Can people start? People are getting very confused on Pep's comments for me. Yes, Pep wants you to be direct, but not at the expense of losing possession of the football. It's being direct in the right moments. If there is nothing on or we have to go backwards, Pep will encourage them to go backwards. That's Pep Guardiola. He doesn't, when he says be more direct, he doesn't mean for 90 minutes, just go, go, go. Christ almighty. I'm not being funny. People can say all they want. I've got coaching badges. I know how football works. I have got coaching badges. I'm not just making this up. I know tactics. It's choosing the right moments. That was, he said it. I remember an interview we did it when we played, was it Wolves 3 years ago? And he said it's about the right moment at the right time. Because if you don't score in that moment, you lose possession and you're on the counter attack straight away. If you can't score in the moment, you don't lose the football. That was his biggest criticism of Sterling and Sane at the time, because they were losing the ball. I know it's not what you want to hear. I know but that's football. There's going to be games where we go all out, bang, 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 and there'll be other games where he goes, nope. You know, my point is here, the game of football is played by 2 teams. It's not just Manchester City. Like, person, how much does Grealish pay? Don't pay me anything. Right. See, Ertzler, I back all my players. I don't hate on any Manchester City players. I back all my players. They played. I was the one who backed Calvin Phillips to the hilt till nearly the end. I was the one who defended Nunes against everyone else. I just back them up. Listen, constructive criticism, 1000%. But listen, are you going to criticize other players today, or is it just? I've seen it today. Have a go at Walker. Have a go at Grealish. It's always the same 2 players people go back to. It's boring. It's bloody boring to go back to the same 2 players continuously. I don't know what more. I have said 1,000 times, Jack Grealish needs to improve and be more direct. I don't think Jack Grealish has played bad so far this season. Pep, in his press conference yesterday, is Jack's playing very well so far. Doesn't mean I hate Doku. I think Doku's electric and amazing. I don't understand. I don't get it. Maybe it's me.
Do you want to go to the goal we almost scored just after Haaland's second? The one where Grealish squared it to Gundogan, but it was blocked off, not off the line, but it was. I think Grealish should have put his laces through that.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not saying, listen, of course he should. I understand that. Winger, but this is my point.
That was a good opportunity for him just to have a go himself. I know he proves that he's a very unselfish sort of player, but I think he's at a point now. It's just like, just don't be afraid to be a little bit greedy from time to time.
Lewis was 1,000% better than Kyle. Did you watch a different game? Sorry, Amar. Is that recency bias you're throwing off there? He wasn't good at left back. That's fine to say. Doesn't mean I said he's shit player. See what I mean? See what I mean? I've been told I must say Walker's shit now. When he's bobbed back? November, December, I believe. We'll see. Agreed, Martin. Definitely lost at left back. Thought he could have sub Walker, put Rico there. So here's a question then. Did you play Rico 60 games? What does that do to Walker, Denton? You take Walker off at half time and you put Rico there, you could kill Walker for the rest of the season. Rico gets an injury, you can't just say, oh, in you come, Walker.
And then also too, you've got two defenders that love to invert next to each other. So you're just asking for trouble.
Thank you.
You're asking for trouble.
So Rico and Stones are arguing who's inverting them.
Yeah.
And we've just said that was part of the problem in the first half. I think you have to speak. I totally agree with this. I disrespected Brentford in the week with my arrogant 5-1.
You're on your own with that one.
I did. LB. I hold my L. I take it, mate. Mate, I have sent you a link if you want to join, mate. But it was a solid win after the international break. Get over to bed again, mate.
What I'm looking at with today's performance is it's another one of those ones that we probably won't come back to until the end of the season, especially if we've won another league title, because by rights, the way we played, we shouldn't have got 3 points today, but we were able to grind it out. I think we took advantage of playing against a team where I'm glad we played in match day 4 and not match day 14, because I think if we'd played even just slightly better than that today, I still think we would have dropped points against Brentford. So it's another one of those ones where, glad to get it done at this time of the season, because I think we played them away in mid-January. That's going to be a lot more. That's going to be a lot more tricky. So we'll have to wait and see with that. But I think looking at this, there are going to be some players that are still going to try and get back into, playing proper game time and things like that. And, without sounding like, we play a season to script and that, but, at some point in the next, say, 6 to 8 weeks, we are going to have, maybe 1, maybe 2 performances where we do drop a few points and have a bit disappointing. And, all of a sudden there's going to be a certain sector of the fan base that's going to go into absolute meltdown. But I'm trying to prepare everybody for it, because there is that sort of period.
I'm trying to prepare everyone.
I'm trying to prepare you all for it, because sooner or later it's going to happen. I can't pick exactly when it's going to happen, but just be prepared that it is, and it is going to be a performance that's going to be similar to this, maybe even worse. You're going to have an opposition that will probably just bag one jammy goal, and then we can't hit the onion bag for 90 minutes, and then everybody's going to lose their freaking marbles and and then we're going to have to start this cycle all over again. I told you it's not the script, but I'm bloody sounding like it, aren't I?
Sorry, making me laugh. So Pat,
I've already got my prediction. I've already got my prediction as to what one or two games we're going to drop points.
Pat is subconsciously getting you all ready for a defeat.
I am yes, exactly. Thank you. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Do you know what? Brentford are the last team to beat us. You're spot on. You are spot on. Thank you. Listen, I want to give my opinion, mate. That's all. This is all opinions. Mate, I didn't know I'm doing one tomorrow, Jack. It'll be tomorrow, mate. I'd say Brentford were one of the worst away fans we've seen. I thought they all come in a taxi at first. I didn't think the atmosphere at the home end was great. I thought we were great for Sven. Really good. Happy birthday for Tony Buck. I've got a question for everyone. What was, you were at the ground, who was the applause for in the 26th minute?
Oh, it was for that, the young guy, Mike something or other. City Extra put a post about it. A young fella, he was only 26 and he passed away during the week or something.
Mate,
I haven't read the full story yet, but apparently it was very, very sad.
No, I mean, Adebayo, he's entitled to his opinion. If he doesn't like Jack, that's fine. I thought Jack was a 7 out of 10 today. Thought Savio was a 7 out of 10 today because the second half was about getting control back. If Pep Guardiola would have thought, let's go for the quick style, he'd have changed it and brought Doku on. He didn't want to do. It was about ball retention. He brought Bernardo on before he brought Doku on. I knew it was about ball. It was because Brentford were causing us major issues. And there's an old saying, if you've got the ball, the opposition can't do anything against you. And they still had a couple of chances. Edison got us out the shit a couple of times. But I thought we were much better second half. Flecken, again, like we said, became prime Neuer. Haaland hit the post. My son vomited all over me. So it's fun and games.
What would you do to him?
He was just not well. He was not well.
Okay.
Because
it was a lifelong City fan, Michael Minton. He passed away at the age of 26.
Right. Okay. No, and Stephen, that's your opinion, mate. I disagree because I thought the treble season, it was immense. Pep's exact words yesterday was first season decent, second season much better with the exceptional treble season. Last season poor, and this season he started really well. Those were Pep's exact words. Nunes, Doku, McAtee, Haaland. Smash the likes, you fraud. Thank you very much. And don't forget, we are trying to get to 5,000. We are going to do a massive giveaway at 5,000. I promise you. You're not going to want to miss that. We're going to give away a Manchester City shirt at 5,000 subs. Also, a little bit of a thing for you. In October, we are going to do a massive show where Tone, big up Tone for this, has very generously going to give us a signed Manchester City shirt to raffle off, and all proceeds will go towards a very good charity of mine, close to my heart. More details will come because Tone and myself are starting a show in October. More details will come in the next week or two. But yes, that is coming. We will raffle off a Manchester City signed shirt, thanks to Tone. So there you go. Martin, Rodri, Doku, and Foden start Wednesday. Hope so. Hope so. Kyle Walker in these games. Love Kyle, one of the best. Right. Do you know what it is with me with Kyle? Pat. I can't ignore the 8 years previously. Was last season good? No. Did he play great today? First half, thought he was bad. Second half, thought he improved a lot. Out of all of them, I thought John Stones was the most dodgiest one for the 90 minutes. If I'm honest with you. At least Walker showed a bit more glimpse. Thought Stones struggled more today. That's in my opinion. But again, it was the first outings. No, and it's fine, but Lewis will be our full-time. Listen, Walker will be gone next season. He'll retire. No problem with that. But Lewis will become our right back. But remember, he's 19. Mistakes will happen with him. Just think there's a little bit of recency bias going on with some of our players at the minute. Yeah. A little bit of recency bias. Can't kill something that was rotted for 2 years. Walker hasn't been bad for 2 years. Been bad for one. See what I mean? What are we doing here? I didn't think KDB was great today. Wasn't his normal self. So maybe KDB rests out Wednesday and you bring Phil Foden back. Thought we missed Bernardo today. But again, you can't keep the same 11 every week with that bench we've got. Are you going to end up with a very pissed off squad? By the way, just to add, there was no Ake, no Oscar Bob, and Echeverri's coming in. None of them got on the bench. We all wanted a big squad. Remember? O'Reilly won't play against it now. O'Reilly, you'll probably see O'Reilly against.
That's what he's saying. That's what Pumla's saying.
Oh, Watford. Sorry, yeah, thank you. My bad. I'm like, yeah, I think you'll see McAtee against Watford and O'Reilly. You'll probably see Nunes. I think you'll see Nunes as well. I've just had some news. I will tell you that in a minute. I've got some news
All
for you. Massive game coming up on Wednesday, very important competition.
Breaking news, exclusive here on the Mancunian Way.
Can we talk about Edison? He kept us in the game, got an assist. Yeah, very, very good. Like I said, thought he was borderline man of the match, but I have given it to Haaland. Echeverri to stay, Nico to go on loan. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Echeverri will stay and Nico Riley will go on loan.
Thank you, Dash.
Can't believe Tony Buck is 90. I thought it was 1991. Was he 90? I thought it was 91.
No, because City put on the website a week or two during the international break about his 90th birthday.
Right, was it 90?
Yeah.
Tell you what, big up Tony Buck, former City captain, legend. No idea who Townsend plays for. Palace, there you go. Certain City fan expects us to win every game. I think it expects us to win a certain way every game. Go on then. Pat is asked.
I'm looking at, for me, my prediction to drop points is either Fulham at home, which is, or Wolves away, which are on either side of the next international break.
Oh, Wolves.
We do find it difficult against Fulham a lot of the time, especially if it's in the first half of the season. And they'll only be playing every 7 days. We'll be playing every 3 days, coming to the end of a big stretch of playing 3 competitions before the international break. I just think that will be a very, very tricky one. I'm still confident we can get the win, but it might be just one of those ones where it just is a bit more of a grind, and we may drop some points.
Well, Paolo says we might drop points to Palace away, Newcastle away.
Newcastle away is a shout. But
why are we talking about where we're getting beat? Bloody hell, where's the positivity here?
So yeah, okay. So Martin expects us to go invincible.
No, but we're doing a stream now.
104. Yeah. So he wants the 114 before we worry about the 115.
No, what I'm saying is, I've never been on a stream.
Yeah.
I've never been on a stream when we talk about when we're losing.
Copium, mate.
This is why rivals laugh at us when we're like, "Oh, what? I've never been on a stream. Where do you think we'll lose? What the frig?" I'm with you, Adam. Listen.
Okay, so what happens if we drop points in those fixtures?
Then we drop points. We'll analyze it.
See, I'm just warning everyone. I'm getting everybody prepared that it's not going to be perfect.
Do you sit down and guess when you're going to die?
No, because I live a perfect life. I live a perfect life, and like you thinking this is a perfect football team.
Can anyone tell me whether I've hit? So have I hit something strange here? Is it me? Have I gone mad, or is Pat just being like ultimate pessimistic here? Honestly, put it in the chat. I'm lost now. I've never done a stream where I'm talking about when we've won 4 in a row. Are we that bored? Is this what's going on? Are we that bored now? Unless we win 5-1, we're shit and we're going to guess where we're going to lose. What the frig?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Has Haaland possessed you? Has something happened?
No.
Are you Alan Howarth in disguise?
Well, yeah, okay, easy mistake.
Not really, because you're talking like him at the minute.
I'm just preparing myself for the inevitable by telling you that we're not perfect, okay? Stop living in your little realm, your little bubble of absolute perfection, okay?
We're going to drop points.
Sooner or later, we're going to drop points. Deal with it.
This is you, though. This is how you talk. I wonder where we're going to lose. Oh, Veta, we're coming to him, don't worry. Pat is obviously winding up. I think he is, you know. I think Rich has text Pat to say wind him up. Anyway,
if you check your messages, he may have wound you up in a different way. Hang on.
No, I'm not saying we're going to win 5-0, but I'm not going to play let's guess when we're shit.
Oh, by the way, Rich just messaged our group chat chatter like this actually. Rich just said, morning, everyone. He's just woken up. How good was it seeing Chris Wood and Sky Blue tearing it up at Anfield? Tough game against Brentford, as it always is. Yes.
No, see, I'm not that. We're doing the quad and going invincible. I've said treble. I brought the treble father back out.
I said ASG. I told you, mate. We'll get 114 before 115.
I'll tell you what you can do. It's Mark Harris's birthday, so everyone smash the happy birthday or birthday cake emojis for Mark Harris. And if it is
Happy
your
birthday, Mark.
massive happy birthday. Is Nunes a winging out? I do not know. I've also been told it could be a wing back. Someone did this to me today. We're going to move on to Haaland because I need to talk about Haaland in a minute because that guy, he's not even human. He's not human. 99 goals. 9 Premier League goals in 4 games. Beating Wayne Rooney's record. And you know the scary thing is, he's getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Today was his best performance I have seen ever in a City shirt. Ever. And I'll tell you why.
Like his most rounded performance?
Yeah, his hold-up play. He was bringing the ball down. He was running off his man. He was tackling. He was chasing back. I'm like, wow.
I have to say, Martin, there were times there you probably would have noticed it more being in the ground than what it was on TV. But there was a couple of situations there where when we were in close proximity to, say, like we had a midfielder who was surrounded by 2 or 3 defenders, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, it's just like, oh shit, Haaland's just come in and done like a 1-2 and help get the ball away. That happened on quite a few occasions there. It's just like I don't remember seeing Haaland do that regularly in the game. It was brilliant from him.
I mean, 60, listen, happy 21st, Mark. That's what I want. What song? What song? This song. You want this song?
More than you believe.
Happy birthday to you. No, you don't want to hear me sing, mate. I am going to do these because some of you are just out of this world. G Papa, thank you, renewing for the 6 month. You are a superstar. Thank you so much for your kind generosity. And then Mark Harris, on his birthday, has then gifted 5 channel memberships to the Mancunian Way community family. You're all amazing. Thank you so much. Have a lovely 63rd birthday. Really appreciate it. You, everyone. By the way, Amar, £2. Thank you, mate. Got a signed Doku shirt if you want to add to the raffle. Thank you so much. Email me, mancunianway@gmail. mancunianway1894@gmail.com. Someone's gone down the wrong goal. Sorry. Bit rude of me. Sorry. Do you know when someone goes down the wrong
bit
goal?
rude of you to die on the show. Yeah, very rude.
Well, it means you, Ozzy, and Rich have to do some work.
My sweet left opinion.
My sweet left note. Anyway.
No, thanks. Carry on, move on. Come on, move on.
No worries. W's, honestly, W's in the chat for Mark Harris. Happy birthday. You know what's mad, Martin? Erling Haaland looks like a brand new signing. Do you know what he does? There isn't. Do you know what makes me laugh about our players? And I said this earlier on a space with Tony. It is recorded if you want to go and watch. We slag off Grealish. We slag off Doku, some do. Some slag off John Stones. Some slag off Haaland, believe it or not. I can name you nearly probably about 15 teams in the Premier League that take all of those players. There's interest in John Stones from other Premier League clubs, Newcastle being one of them. Jack Grealish was of interest to Arsenal in the summer and 1 or 2 other football clubs. Chelsea were one as well. Doku was interested by Chelsea and Tottenham. So if all our players are that shit, why is everyone buying them or wanting to buy them or wanting to buy our chief execs and they're wanting to take our academy and what's going on?
Well, mate, I'll take Chelsea with a pinch of salt because they were reported as being keen on our canteen supervisor. So, yeah, to hell with them. They can bugger off.
Pat, He's pessimistic, Martin. I'm with you. Positive is the only option. 114, why not? Piss off. The only thing I didn't like, by the way, just on a little bit of a negative, Savio, don't do that again. Don't dive. Stop it.
Yep.
We don't like it at Manchester City, mate. We're
no
not
land floundering, please.
Yeah, we don't do diving. I remember Kolarov doing it, and as Andy Savage reminded me earlier, Kolarov did it and got a bollocking off Pep. Savio will be told, do not dive again. And it was a dive. It was a blatant dive.
Do you think he was all right coming off the pitch as well, too? Because he was clutching the upper part of his hand.
Don't know. I've heard nothing about it. So because I wasn't in the ground by then. I'd gone. I'd left.
The way he walked off, it looked like it was more cramp, if anything. So.
I'd left in the 70th minute. I was listening to the rest on the radio because my son was very ill.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm afraid I have a 14-year-old who was very ill. But yeah, Erling Haaland, just out of this world. Best striker in the world for me. In the world. What's the breaking news? I knew everyone was going to ask me. Right, I'll tell you. Let me get it up. Where is it? Yep. Because you're all asking. Are you all sat nicely?
Go on.
Right. By the way, if you are new, please hit that subscribe button. That'd be amazing. If you are brand new to the channel and you do enjoy it, please consider giving us a subscribe. That'd be amazing. We're at 149 likes. Let's see if we can hit 150 likes. When we hit 150, I'll tell you the news. And I have got it. It's there in front of me. I have got it. Ortega will be in goal against Watford. 100% he will. Kathy, I'm older than you. Right, don't start putting people's ages out, Kathy. A lady doesn't divulge her age, unless you're Alan. It's because we're the real fucking... I like that. Dash, come on. I like a bit of that. Bit of positivity here. From Narky Pat over there.
Yeah, okay. You might call it the real effing deal, but I'm just keeping it real.
He's Arteta trying to buy everyone. Arteta's getting the gang back together. Right, the news is Pep will inform the board of his future by the next international break. So the news is he will inform the board. Doesn't mean the news will come out. The board want a 2 to 3 year extension. They don't want a 1 year. They want 2 to 3 years from him. But Pep has told City he will inform them by the October international break. So there you go. I'm not having a space till tomorrow, Alan. Tomorrow I'll do a space. Sunday night, I do promise you I will do a space tomorrow. Plus, I've got my main road days are back on Monday. And it's going to be a blinder. It's going to be a good old laugh because we're going to do the worst 11. I think it'll be a cracker of a show because we're going to talk about some amazing players. Yeah. Bit of Jason Mamlurk. Bit of Danny Allsop.
I could be triggered, but I'm just not. I don't expect anything less from you.
No, nothing about 115. You're not. One thing I will say, you are not going to hear anything about 115. There will be no leaks. So, Stephen Boards has already said there'll be no leaks. If there's any leaks, because they've all signed NDAs. If there's any leaks, it's garbage. If results go our way tomorrow, Spurs win, we could be 3 clear after 4 games. We could. Do I think Esprand? I do think Esprand will play against Watford. Yes. I do. I think it'll be his one and only opportunity. Top man, Charlie. Loving it, mate. That's a lot true. I doubt he'll commit to that. Because I think the way they're looking at it is they want to rebuild the squad, Charlie. It's very hard to keep going. But by the way, Charlie, he will have he always has a break year. So it'll be 2 to 3 years, but he'll have a break year as well at the end. I got told that a long time ago. That Tone told me that as well. That they wanted a longer term commitment out of him. That was coming out in the summer when they went to this meeting. I mean, what do you 2 or 3 years? Do you think that's fair, or do you think would you be happy with just 1 year?
I think I'd say, to speak on behalf of everybody, we're saying we'd love to have him for 2, 3 years. It'd be fantastic. 1 year at a time, you just, I feel like the problem with that is just when you get your optimism up, then all of a sudden you'll turn around and say, this is our last season. I think if we can get him for another 3 years, the 3-year extension, then, if this is going to be the last 3 years, at least we've got plenty of time for him to announce that he's leaving on his own terms. So.
No, sorry. Scrap your Wilfred Boney will not be in it because it's Main Road. I will put some out.
Well, we all know who your striker is going to be, so yeah.
Don't know. I could have Lee Peacock, Danny Alsop, Barry Conlon, Jerry Craner, Chris Schuker. Do you want me to go through? Ched Evans.
We sport for choice.
I mean, Danny Alsop is going to be at the top. We'll warn you now. For our Australian brothers and sisters out there.
No, he'll get an honourable mention, but yeah, you just leave him. You just leave him alone.
So what I'm going to do is on Monday, I'm going to put it out Monday morning. That what we're going to do is, and I want you to send me and you can look up, do a bit of research, look at videos. I want you to send me your worst Main Road 11. Haaland is the Guidetti. John Guidetti. Who was your man of the match, Pat?
If it would have been Edison if Haaland didn't score the 2 goals to win the game. So yeah, it'll have to be Haaland.
Okay. Any honourable mentions apart from Edison? Is there anyone else? Because for me, I've got everyone about 6 or 7 out of 10. I don't think anyone was ever a 9 or a 10 apart from Haaland or an Edison. I think everyone else is about a 6 or a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, everybody else was sort of participation trophy in a way, I think. But if Savio scores one of those goals, I'd probably be more inclined to give him the man of the match. But yeah, just Haaland. Haaland was just such an all-round performance.
Yeah, that's a good point. Haaland scored a third of the. Do you know what? Haaland scored more goals than the majority of the Premier League. That's scary, like you just said, Alpha. Spot on. Lady DC, how are you? Lee Bradbury. Take the hours out. What you got? I missed your greeting last stream. I saw it after the show. No problems. So Connor. 3 years would be great. But I did get something else. It will give us time to look at others. So if he says, I am going in October, we've got time to look at other candidates. I will warn you, they are also looking at Vinner. Not as keeping a close eye on Vinner. He wouldn't be the front runner, but they're watching him. I've got a feeling he has as well, Dash. But I think he's had the time to talk to his family. And we'll see. Hopefully, Cather. Over the moon if Pep does his 10 years. John Macken. Feel like Pep wants another UCL and finish Project Marico. Craney for sure. If Jenny Craney's in it, West 11, you've got it wrong. Barry Conlon. Jed Brannan. No, Jed Brannan was good. I can't put Jed Brannan in. Carl Ingebrigtsen. You want him in? Michael Franzek. Want a bit of him? I don't know. Let me know. Spurs win and Newcastle win. The oil clubs will be first and second. Wouldn't that be good? Hey. Is there a preview for Inter? I am. I don't know. I'm trying to get Judge Mo on. I have said to Mo if he comes on a City one, he will get a shit. I'm trying to try and get Mo for the post-match 100%. But it depends where I can get him on. If we don't get a witness, Main Road days. No, because my son didn't see Main Road days. It's just suppose it's part of history. I didn't see Hard Road.
Well, you're not that old.
No, I'm not exactly. And so I don't feel sorry because everything's there. You can always go back and have a
Yeah.
look and read.
Rich and Alan remember Hyde Road, but that's about it, really.
Yeah, it's about research probably, Nads. And not everyone is, because I'll be honest with you, it's one of the lowest viewed shows on this channel. But I've always told you it's not about views. Because a post-match, for example, like this, is something that only has about 2 weeks shelf life, a week shelf life.
Mm.
And then people don't want to watch them. When it's something like Main Road Days on a podcast, there's something that people will watch in years to come. Because they're not just for this time.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Which decade do you want? Whatever decade you want. Are you live streaming on Wednesday with the podcast? Yes, I will be doing a post-match sprinter after the game. Gavardio, my man of the match, good show. Grealish was shit, he was a 4. Well, we know, Joe, you don't like Grealish. You've made that clear on a number of occasions. Can I ask why Grealish was garbage for you, Joe? And you're going to tell me he didn't score? Well, neither did Savio. So is he shit and garbage then? Or have he just got an agenda against one player? Karadi is the worst player to play in the Premier League.
If he's referring to Main Road Days, he wasn't there back then.
Rodri, for me, got special mention. Yeah, I thought Rodri did well, but again, I thought he's tired. How is the expansion going? Very well. I will say, Corp Live thing was a dud. Didn't work. Even Wingman basically was like, yeah, you could tell it didn't work. It didn't work. I'm tired of Grealish has to be sold in the summer again. Tell me why, Vibe. Tell me why. And then I want to see if you got the same vibe for all of our other wingers, then, Vibe. Or you've just got an agenda because it's Grealish. Pep gaslighting Mancunian staying, just stick him on the bench. Did say that. I did say that was going to happen, Nads. Ali, but the trouble is, he did say that as well. Hey, hello, Ali. How are you, mate? Lovely to see you. BK's to prove himself at Bayern. Exactly. That's watchful eye. In a press conference today, he said players looked hungry, wanted to go again. Do you know what? Great point, Charlie. Bob Taylor was worse. What? Than Barry Conlon and Crane? I'm not sure, mate. Not sure. Bob Taylor scored goals. The fact that I liked Stephen Jordan was awful. Not sure if Pep will let Willow flood. Not sure if Pep will extend, but honestly, love this squad. I know a few will leave this summer, so it'll be great to see more young talent. Surely he would extend. Exactly. That's you know what? Great point. Why would Musiala come if Pep goes? Yes, I will. Abana. Martin, if Pep goes, bring me Michael Sanchez from Girona. Oh, Michel. Literally, I'm a genuine monster to back him the next big thing. Again, someone else we are watching. If Shiki leaves, will Pep come in or will he replace Soriano? We'll have to say. I've not heard anything on that. Steve Howe, you move like a sloth by the time we got him. That's harsh. Steve Howe is decent. Bloody decent. Main Road is very harsh. 4 for Grealish. Don't know why. It's just Grealish was poor because he lost position and killed dangerous attacks. Okay, then. Well, Joe, count how many times Savio passed back today, mate. I was there. I watched it. Go back and count how many times Savio passed backwards today, Joe. Because again, the second half was about possession, mate.
If anything, Grealish had some decent little link-ups on the left-hand side with Kevin De Bruyne.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Joe doesn't like Grealish. For some reason, he doesn't like Grealish. Grealish is Marmite. You love him or you hate him.
You mean Vegemite?
Exactly what Joe said here. I could name you about 5 players who did that today. But only Grealish gets it. It's weird, that. Oh, the young lad. Yeah, on the 26th minute. Grealish is obviously doing what Pep wants him, otherwise he wouldn't be making the bench. Pep praised him yesterday. You either get Grealish haters or Doku haters. I don't get why you can't support everyone. I don't know. I don't know what Grealish has done to some people. People hate Gratley because he doesn't have an exotic name and spam. Yeah, that's actually true. There is a little bit of an English bias in there with some. More interested in England than City, and he won out with either of them. Who's that? Who's that section? Who's on about section on about here? Who's section on? Oh, Peter Swales, right. Oh my God, leave Grealish alone. I don't know why. Listen, I love Doku. I love Grealish. I love Savio. I love all our players. Let's all love all of them. Back them all. I don't know why. I don't get it. You can be constructive criticism, but again, I thought KDB wasn't great today. Are you going to call him out? Exactly. Gundogan, KDB, and Savio did the exact same. Thank you, Dash. The exact same thing as Grealish, and that got said. But because it's Jack, do you know why? Because people just want to hate on Jack. And it's fine. They're entitled to their opinion. I just choose to back all the City players, as Pat does.
Yep.
Why does Grealish get so Pep doesn't? Exactly. Name the times when Grealish beat a player, but if Grealish wasn't English, you would have seen the same like Alexander. And if he wasn't English, you'd back him, Joe. That's my thing. Again, tell me when. By the way, he did actually. He did beat a player today. But Gavardio was overlapping him, Joe. So what did you do with... Now, watch Grealish today, Joe. He's coming inside. Because Gavardio's second half was overlapping. Right or wrong? And again, Joe, are you all right? Here's my question to you, Joe. Are you all right with Savio diving in the box? My point is, Joe, you're only naming one player. And that's my issue. And like I said to you, Savio passed backwards about 10, 12, 13 times today. I counted them. Why are you not saying Savio passed backwards? I don't. But the thing is, look, you can't answer me. Anyway, I'm not going to sit and go through it because I'm going to rewatch the game and judge Grealish on product. Make sure you judge Savio's as well, though, mate, to be fair. Anything on Rigo? Nope, nothing, Puma. There was contact in the summer, but I don't know how true it is. Joey's acting like knitting. I'm not going to, it's not fair. We're not going to go through all this. Listen, people don't like Grealish, but they won't be honest to why. I know why, but they won't be honest to why. We can all see it, and I don't get it. I don't know. Pat, anything you want to add before we go? Grealish had a 7 out of 10 game. Pep Guardiola's happy.
Yep. No problems with Grealish. He was fine. Yeah. No, just, I don't know. Happy to get that result. Wasn't pretty, but it was effective. And again, I think it's one of those ones where we probably won't talk about it again until the end of the season and realize it was just an important 3 points we got on a day where we were a bit rusty, but
just said it's exactly
didn't really jump, didn't really get out of the blocks that well, but job done. And yeah, we move on, and now this is going to be a very interesting couple of weeks coming up, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is. I can't wait for Wednesday night. I think there will be changes, and we'll see. I do think we'll see. I'm not okay with Sarah down. It's was his best. We're still more dangerous. Okay. Anyway, I'm not going to go through it anymore. I'm done with the agendas. I'm done. It's boring me. I'm bored with the Grealish hate. I'm bored with the Doku hate. I'm bored with it all. they wear a blue shirt, back your players in a blue shirt. Constructive criticism, perfectly fine. But don't just come in here and go, they're shit. Because here's the thing to all the Grealish haters. You're going to say, because he doesn't score an assist. Well, none of our wingers really do that. Because that's not the way Pep wants. When it's one winger not doing it, I'll accept. You know, you got a debate. When it's all of our wingers doing the exact same thing, then that tells you.
Yep.
And listen, I've said if Grealish doesn't do well, he'll be sold in the summer. You'll all get your wish. I must say. But anyway, I've told you why I rate Grealish. I think he holds the ball possession very well, which is important to Pep. He tracks back, he tackles, and he tries. He doesn't lose the ball. Understand Pep Guardiola football, Joe. Same way Doku. I like Doku because he's something different. He's explosive. He has a go. But you can't have every player doing that because if you lose possession, Pep goes crazy at you. Different keys for different locks. Exactly. Pep Guardiola knows 10 times more than all of us. Anyway, last one before we go. Thank you. You snuck it in there, Joe, with the 279 Canadian. Thank you very much, mate. Grealish is the team glue. Everyone he loves, he plays, loves him. Listen, it's not even about, I don't understand this team Grealish, team Doku. Do you know what team we are? Manchester City. We're not Jack Grealish FC. We're not Doku FC. We're not Haaland FC. We're not Edison FC. We're Manchester City FC.
Yep. Proud when we win, loyal when we lose.
Players come and go. Managers come and go. We're forever. Always remember that. That's why I back all our players. Anyway, Pat, thank you for joining us, mate. Oh, one more. Tyler has become a brand new YouTube member. Whoa, everyone's sneaking in at the last minute. As you can tell, my voice is going. But thank you so much, Harley. You are the man.
More than you believe. More than you believe, I'm happy.
Oh, and by the way, I do take it back. I like the fourth kit now. Saw it live. Thought it was very nice. I take it back. I did say I'll make proper judgment when I see it. My voice is going. Anyway, honestly, you're all amazing. Please, never.
I'm starting to question whether I should get you that Melbourne City kit now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're not Rodri FC. Thank you very much. Yeah, spot on. Manchester City. We'll see you back tomorrow at Monday night around about 9 p.m. I will speak with Rich with Main Road Days. Bit of tongue-in-cheek this week. We're going to do the worst Main Road 11. You know what comes the week after? The greatest ever Main Road 11. We might even get Alan back on for that one. You don't know. Joe, despite being a Grealish hater, has become a YouTube member. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Thank you.
More than you believe. More than you believe, I'm happy.
And all I've got to say is enjoy. We're Manchester City. We're 4 from 4. We're the only team 100%. I'll see you all Monday night for the Main Road Days, episode 5. Pat will see you over the rainbow with his lucky charms.
Because I'm going to need them when we lose in a couple of weeks.
See you all, Mr. Pessimist. Love you all. You're all amazing. Superstars. We'll do a space tomorrow night, I promise you. Take care, all. Have a great evening. And we'll see you Monday night. Take care. Oh, sorry. No. Yeah, before we go. Football prizes. Totally forgot about this one. Don't forget, you've only got till Tuesday night, the 17th, 7:30. Win an LED signed Erling Haaland shirt. I've even bought tickets for this because I love it. Get over there. Custom signed. Or a Jack Grealish signed and custom frame boot. Ruben Diaz signed shirt or a Mateus Nunes signed shirt. Prize information, Tuesday the 17th, 2024, September, 7:30 p.m. The live draw is on the 18th of September at 12 p.m. £3.95 a ticket. What a prize. Signed Erling Haaland shirt. Honestly, even I've gone and got into some of this. Amazing. Footballprizes.co.uk. It is UK only, but they do mega prizes. Get over there. Show them a lot of love. Top brand, top channel, top community, top family for a top football club. Take care.